Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a show that's probably going to piss off a lot of people, but I don't give a damn because we got to get into it. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as you guys know, over the last few years, this GOAT debate between LeBron James and Michael Jordan is something that's being pushed heavily. Especially by media pundits, media corporations, NBA fans, former NBA players. You know, they've now been trying to say that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. And one of the arguments that they have been using is LeBron's longevity, right? Because no one at LeBron's age played as well as he played. So therefore, look how well he's been playing over this period of time. How could he not be the greatest player of all time? And one of the things that they do is they juxtapose LeBron's statistics in his more advanced years in his career, like 37, 38, 39, versus Jordan's latter years with the Washington Wizards when he was 38, 39, and 40 years old. And people try to say, oh, Jordan was this, Jordan was that, he wasn't good, he was a scrub, it was embarrassing, when in reality, that wasn't the case at all, right? Just LeBron fans hollering and screaming all over the internet, twerking it up all over the place, pouring honey all over the table, just basically, acting a damn fool. So what happened? This morning I was doing some research and I came across an audio from the playoff Paul George's podcast, right? And during this particular episode, he invited Demar Derozan, who had been on the show before. I think this is his second time making a guest appearance. So they're on there, they're talking about, the normal things they talk about: basketball, Kobe, the NBA. And then it got to a particular point in their conversation where DeMar DeRozan was talking about how he used to study Michael Jordan when he was an older player and how excellent he was as an NBA player during his Washington Wizards years. And as I was listening to him, I could already see LeBron James fans just basically losing their damn minds all over the comment section. And that's what basically happened. LeBron fans were crying all over the place, all over the internet. But before we even get into what DeMar DeRozan spoke about in terms of Jordan's game, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. With only 4 months left until the end of the year, I look forward to creating special moments with family and friends by attending various theaters, shows, plays, and sporting events. And when it comes time for me to look for tickets, I absolutely love to use Game Time. Game Time is one of the most reliable marketplaces for last-minute tickets to the most popular events in sports, music, and theater in more than 60 cities across the United States and Canada. Game Time saves me money, time, and peace of mind, so I don't have to sort through thousands of tickets looking for the best prices or worry about whether or not if they're authentic or whether I'm going to receive them on time. Game Time Picks, one of my favorite Game Time tools, analyzes thousands of tickets for all of your favorite events near your location and finds you the best possible deal so you don't have to. For example, I'm looking forward to this upcoming concert at Madison Square Garden of one of my favorite composers, Hans Zimmer. Here I can select the all-in price to see the total ticket price up front, no hidden fees. And now I can sort through the best possible deals I can find. I can choose the cheapest deals, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. And if you're like me and always make plans at the last minute, you can grab tickets up to 90 minutes after the event has started. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is we're going to play what DeMar DeRozan had to say to Paul George. It isn't really a long clip. And then we're going to come back and really get into the meat and potatoes of today's show. Take a listen to what he had to say here to Paul George.
I read that you drew a lot of inspiration from MJ Wizard era.
Yeah.
Just watching those highlights.
Yep.
What did you gain and why was that so important for you to watch him in those moments?
If you sit and just watch Wizards Jordan and see how incredible he was from 38 to 40 years old, the way he scored the ball, the way he was able to create his shots from the post, from the elbow, off one dribble, off two dribbles, stop, pull up, how physical he was in the post, how he was able to create contact and still get to the basket. He wasn't athletic, like he was, but still being able to, finish over guys. It was so incredible because it was such a master of art, how simple he just made the game. It's just playing off jab steps, pump fakes. And I used to watch every bit of Wizards Jordan because it was like, if he doing this at this age, let me figure out how to master these things that he doing, because you don't see everybody doing it. Everybody want to do the dribble, double step back, all that. And it's like, nah, let me make the game simple and kill these spots and angles and using my body on a fadeaway, either shoulder. So that's one like thing that I took from Wizards Mike, because he was incredible. If you really watch him, he was incredible, man.
Yeah.
On a bad knee.
Right. At 40 years old.
It's crazy. I don't know if you guys that you say that, because I just saw a clip of Rasheed Wallace. He basically was saying
he said that he was better.
He was better. Michael Jordan was better with the Wizards than he was with the Bulls. And everyone was giving him like a bunch. I mean, obviously he wasn't as athletic, all those things. But to your point, had to play a different game. Did you see that clip?
I ain't see that clip.
See, and I've been saying this for the last couple years.
That's a crazy statement. It is. But I get what you're saying.
I got what he was saying with that, but because he was just, if you just go back and watch Mike with the Wizards, he was cold. He was cold.
On Michael Jordan's last game versus the Clippers in LA.
Did you?
You saw it?
Pops took me as a little kid. I have a picture.
You remember it?
Yeah,
that's dope.
Me and Billy.
That's dope.
Yeah, good memories.
So you heard what he had to say, right? So what did I do? I decided to get into the numbers here, okay? Let's look at LeBron James's numbers at the age of, let me just say his latest year. So LeBron will be turning 40 this year. So let's start from 2 seasons back. Let's look at the 2021-2022 season. That year, LeBron averaged in 56 games, 30 points a game on 52% shooting from the field, 36% shooting from 3, 75.6% shooting from the free throw line, while getting you 8.2 rebounds, 6.2 assists per game, 1.3 steals, and 3.5 turnovers a game. The next season, his scoring went to 29 points per game. Let's just round it up. 50% shooting from the field, 32% shooting from 3, 77% shooting from the free throw line, while getting you 8 rebounds, 6.8 assists, 3.2 turnovers, and basically a steal a game. Then last season, at the age of 38-39, he scored 25.7 a game, 54% shooting from the field, which is the best field goal shooting percentage he shot in 2017-2018, 41% from the three-point line. That's the best he shot in basically 10 years. 75% from the free throw line while shooting, while getting you 7.3 rebounds, 8 assists, 3.5 turnovers a game, 1.3 steals per game. So let's look at Jordan's numbers specifically with the Washington Wizards, and we're going to take into account the years 39 and 40. We're not going to talk about his year with the last year with the Chicago Bulls. So at the age of 39, Jordan played 60 games that year, started 53. He scored 23 points a game on 41.6% shooting from the field, 18.9% shooting from the free throw line, from the three-point line, 79% shooting from the free throw line, while getting you 5.7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1.4 steals per game. The following year, at the age of 40, he played all 82 games, started 67 of them. He scored 20 points a game on 44.5% shooting from the field, 29% shooting from 3, 82% shooting from the free throw line, while getting you 6 rebounds a game, 3.8 assists, 1.5 steals, and 2 turnovers. The year prior, he got 2.7 turnovers a game. Now, there's something that we have to kind of take into account, and we have to look at how the NBA. Let me just pull it up here. NBA scoring over the years. So there's something we have to look at here. And we have to look at the league averages, number one, because when Jordan was playing in the NBA, if we look at, let me see the year in the Washington Wizards that year, let's go back to 2001, 2002. So let's go 2002. That year, the average score per game, if I just look it up here, let me see, the points per game wasn't very high. Okay, that year, teams were averaging 95 a game. So, and in 2003, 2004. So Jordan was basically playing in the NBA when they were scoring about 95 points per game, right? Obviously, less possessions per game. You know what that means if you have more possessions per game. If you look at the years when LeBron was doing that, let's look at the years. That was around, 2000? Let's start in 2020. 2021, the average score in the NBA by that time was about, let me say, 110 a game. So teams were scoring about 15 more points per game, which means that there were more possessions per game, right? So there were more possessions to be had, easier shots. The game had opened up. You can get to the pat. You can get to the lane a lot easier. It'd be a lot easier to score. Now, if you look at LeBron and Jordan, and DeMar DeRozan pointed this out, LeBron wasn't dealing with any serious injuries. Jordan had a serious knee injury. There were certain games he had to get his knee drained. LeBron didn't have to deal with an injury that severe. He had his ankle issues here and there, but nowhere near as serious as a knee. So Jordan was playing through knee injuries. He was still scoring 50 points in a basketball game back then when teams were averaging less than 100 points per game. If you adjust that to today's game, it's like Jordan scoring 60 in an NBA game today. That's really what it is, right? It's like him scoring like a 39, 40-year-old scoring 60 points in an NBA game if you adjust for the NBA today. If you watch Jordan then and LeBron then, or now, whatever, you can see that LeBron was clearly more athletic in terms of his speed. He had it because he wasn't dealing with any serious injury to the way Jordan was dealing with. I think at one point in Jordan's career, he actually broke his leg. LeBron has never had an injury that gruesome before. So, or his foot or his leg or something like that. So Jordan has had to deal with more gruesome injuries throughout his career. That's number one. Number two, people look at Jordan's numbers. First of all, he's a guard. So him getting you 6 rebounds a game is pretty damn impressive, right? But we have to pay attention to something. LeBron on average is scoring about, if we look at the age of 39, so Jordan's latter years, LeBron is on average scoring about 6 to 8 more points per game, right? In his later years in the NBA. So we then have to ask the question, is LeBron 6 to 8 points better per game than Jordan? And then if you do a little bit of investigative research, you will quickly realize the answer is no. The reason LeBron is scoring more has nothing to do with, yes, LeBron is a great player, so is MJ. Has nothing to do with LeBron being so much better than Michael Jordan. It had everything to do with, number one, the league that LeBron is playing in today versus the league Jordan was playing in 23 years ago, and LeBron's style of play. Jordan back then, his first year back with the Wizards was averaging 0.9 three-point attempts per game. Less than 1. He was making 0.2. His final year, he was averaging 0.7 threes a game, and he was making 0.2. If we look at LeBron's years since, let's say, 2021, LeBron is he averaged 8 three-point attempts in 2021, 7 three-point attempts in 2022, 5.1 three-point attempts in 2023. If Jordan had increased his volume of three-pointers and focused more on it, he would have made more threes. He would have at least been making, let me say, 2 threes a game, because LeBron is making about 2.92. So let's say Jordan's making about 1.82 threes a game. We'll add up the numbers. That's an average of about 6 points to his average. So Jordan's scoring goes from about 23 to 27, 28 a game. Ta-da. Wow. Whoa. Otherworldly. We never seen it before. Oh my God. La la la. La la la. Oh. Y'all losing your minds. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Oh. Just burst your bubble. Couldn't believe it. What do we do now? Get the honey. Right? Get the honey. Matter of fact, get the honey. That's the first part. But more importantly, beyond the statistics, Jordan's statistics were more competitive for his team than LeBron's were. Jordan's teams were actually competing for playoff spots to try to make it into the playoffs. If you remove the year 2020, when they won the championship, those gaudy numbers that he's putting up are not leading to wins. Matter of fact, they were not even helping his team. And if you now compare the teammates that LeBron had to play with in his latter years versus versus Jordan's teammates, you now give it more context and you realize that what LeBron is doing isn't really that impressive. compared to Jordan. Why? If you look at some of MJ's teammates, 2021, 2022, that season he was playing with guys like Courtney Alexander, Kwame Brown, Hubert Davis, Richard Hamilton, Brendan Haywood, Popeye Jones, Christian Laettner, Tyronn Lue, Tyron Nesby, Bobby Simmons, Eaton Thomas, Jahadi White, Chris Whitney. The next year was pretty much more or less the same players. I think one year they had Jerry Stackhouse. If you now juxtapose it to the teammates LeBron had been playing with in the latter years of his career, it's a joke. LeBron has been playing with all-stars, top 75 guys. You think if Michael Jordan was playing with Anthony Davis on the Washington Wizards, you think they wouldn't have been at least competitive? Of course they would have. So I'm not one of those people that gets fooled by some of these stupid-ass stats that people throw out over the internet. Oh, LeBron, it's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. When you apply some basic reasoning and you do a little bit of research, you realize it's a bunch of nonsense. The reason LeBron scores more because he takes more threes. That is all. That's all. And Jordan wasn't even taking 1 3 a game. So please, I'm not impressed by it. You can impress the clowns with it. I ain't going to be one of them. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments. We catch you on the next show. Peace.